getting into different types of paint damage. It's kind of what I was talking about before. It can be hard to see some of the smaller stuff. It's kind of the point. On the left side, we've got the swirling. That's stuff that you can put in from the clay, from the dusters, from dry wiping your vehicle, or from washing too aggressively. When you're doing a proper wash, but you're putting too much pressure, you can put in light swirling. You can see in the clear coat layer, which is the top kind of gray layer before the blue, it's really minor. So we can thin that really quick, really easily with mild abrasives, polishes is what the term is, to smooth them back out. Now your paint's smooth again. We took off just a very little bit of clear coat, and now your paint's free and clear of any of those damages. As you start working over towards the right side, we get what's called rids, or random isolated deep scratches. That's where the swirling may have gone a little bit too deep. You were wiping it off, and there was one good-sized pebble up there. So you got a lot of swirls, and then one that's, you can kind of pick that scratch out of the bunch. Call that a rid. It just is a scratch that went a little bit deeper. Still fairly easy to take out, just sometimes takes a little bit more work. We might need to go to a compound, which is more aggressive than a polish. Keep working to the right, you start getting deep scratches, stuff into the base coat or into the primer, or God forbid, down into the body panel. That's stuff that cannot be completely removed, but can be minimized. And that's where we come in, and we'll take a look at the car, do an evaluation, and we can make recommendations on, should you get this painted? Should you just do some touch-up? Can I make this look good enough that you're happy with it? And those are all case by case. But that's what we do a lot. Many weekdays, we're doing those outside to help people make the best decision for their car. If we're not the right decision, I'm happy to refer people. We work a lot with local body shops. Coming off onto the right even more, we have water or acid etching. Those are the water spots. And we have holograms or buffer trails. Those are the two that you don't want to deal with. Not because they're typically hard to get rid of. It's just you feel bad when you get them. So water spots are so acidic minerals typically. The water, you get little beads of water on your paint. The minerals that are inside that water are heavier, so they fall to the bottom of the water spot. That water evaporates off your paint. The minerals stay behind, and they can be acidic, and they start eating in or etching into your paint. They'll actually eat away at your paint and take some of it away. Sometimes if you get them quick, they wipe up, and those water spots are just the minerals, but they haven't done any damage yet. Wipe it up, you're good to go. That's why we always dry our cars after washing them. If you let them sit there a little bit too long, they start to eat in, and you may get away with using what's called a water spot remover. And it's a type of acid that you can wipe on your car. It's fairly mild, but I do recommend gloves if you're going to use it. And you can wipe away water spots that you get to soon enough. If you leave them on there too long, you got to abrade them off because they start actually eating in. You can see there's some depth to that water spot damage. So we need to abrade it down and smooth the paint back out by taking the buildup around the water spot down to the bottom of the water spot that's been eaten away. So that's kind of where they come from and how to get rid of them. And then the worst one to see on your car is buffer marks or holograms. That's where somebody that doesn't work here went to polish your vehicle, generally with a rotary, but it's possible to do it with different types of polishers that we use to abrade the paint. They use poor technique, poor pad choice, poor liquid choice, whether that be compounds or polishes, or a combination of all three. And they leave these marks across your paint. Typically, you'll see the side of a nice black truck, and there's marks all around the side that looks like someone was painting a Picasso on the side of this. That's where they were trying to take scratches out, but they didn't finish out the work properly. You get those buffer marks. That's the worst one to see because it means you had some of this stuff on the left side on your vehicle, and someone tried to fix it, but didn't know what they were doing. And then you spent all that money for someone to go, what's up with your car? What happened there? So those are the worst ones, in my opinion, to see because someone went, they took some clear coat off your vehicle, but didn't finish the workout right, which means now more clear coat needs to be taken off to correct it. So making sure you're careful with who's working on your car, or if you're working on your car, careful with what you're using because you can impart those on the vehicle quite easily.